This is the first of a couple of maps that I will talk about. The name for this one is Fast Aim / Reflex Training. Like every map I will use in this guide, you can find it in the workshop and it will be linked in the description below the video. First I make sure I'm in God mode whilst using this map by entering God into the console. I usually start off by using the AK and going for 100 one-taps and 50 kills of each bursting and spray transferring. Afterwards I do the same for the M4A4. However, you may be more of a fan of the M4A1S, so naturally you may wish to use that instead of the A4. Because of the lack of a one-hit kill ability from both M4s, I tend to go a little lighter on the tapping, though this is preferential. When practicing on this map I also like to practice my stutter stepping whilst practicing my aim. Although it's not vital to do both at once, it's a good investment as it simulates an in-game situation better. If you have just started out with CS or feel as though your movement isn't great, I'd suggest practicing these in a separate environment to your aim until you feel confident in both. It's necessary to have good and fluid movement in CS as well as mastering it in combination with shooting your gun. So please don't neglect it in favor of aim. It is of course possible to use the AWP to practice on this map as well, although I rarely do it personally as I am predominantly a supporting rifle player. It's still somewhat important to use the AWP in situations, for example, where you must save it for another round for your AWPer to use. This map can also help you become more consistent at tracing moving opponents, something that a lot of new players are really bad at. It's a good way to ensure you become more consistent overall as a player in getting kills and can help you identify your issues in your aim, spray control as well as your movement. The second map I use a lot is called Training Aim CSGO 2 Dark. This map was shown on Freiburg's stream a while back and I found it to be very helpful. First I suggest that you set the options on the side to the following values. Size 10, delay 0.25, amount 50, static target duration 0.5. All you should do now is work through the 4 distances that are available. You can choose while practicing to also implement stutter stepping while the targets are appearing, or you can choose to stand still so you can focus on your aim alone. But it is always important to emphasize how important good movement is. So really don't forget to practice your movement as well if you don't do it here. This map is great for improving flicking and can also be used to track your improvement since you can easily calculate the percentage of missed shots. Personally, I like seeing my improvement over time. It's not super necessary, but still rewarding, which helps keeping my motivation up. Once I am done practicing on the previous map, I will go to a free-for-all server of my liking to go through the weapons I mostly use in actual matches. These will include the AK, M4A4, AWP, UMP, the MP9, USP or P2000, the Glock as well as the 5.7. So recently I found a very useful server that is based in the UK. It rotates between pistol rounds, second round buys and full buys, as well as headshot only rounds. Bang, bang, bang! I find this perfect for my taste and I put the IP of the server in the description below. The time you spend on here is totally up to you, but I do suggest you at least use the AK and your preferred M4 for a round each. This will get you ready for movement by real players and really warm you up as you find constant engagements. Other servers which are known for good free-for-alls are the brutal CS servers. However, I get high ping values on them, so I don't really use them. If you love getting shot in the head from behind, like I do, you will greatly enjoy this part of the routine. Before I finish this video, there are a few maps I want to mention which could prove pretty useful, all of which are linked in the description. If you struggle with your spray control, you should go check out the map Recoil Master. There you have all the patterns you need as well as a ghost crosshair that you can follow to train your muscle memory. Another map you could potentially use as a replacement for the first one I introduced in this video is Aimbots. This one also has the great option of having your targets strafe at a very high pace, which will result in normal speed in matches feeling slow and easy to hit. Another great way of practicing aim is playing on a 1v1 map, like this one, called AimMap. If you want to do that with a friend, I will put the config file as well as the location folder in the by now huge description below. It's also important not to mix up practice and warm-up. Warm-up is intended to be a short burst of playing the game in confined circumstances in order to prepare you for a match, whereas practice is a more drawn-out exercise and can take quite a while. This varies from person to person, of course, so I suggest you try it out for yourself and be aware of what you are doing, whether you just want to quickly warm up or whether you want to have a good old session of aim prac.